Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Today we're coming at you from the Undara Caravan Park in far north Queensland.
So this episode will be the Undara lava tubes, and then from here we'll head up to Pinnarendi Station.
Top spot, Pinarandi Station.
Beautiful area, and then further up into the Tablelands. We haven't really decided where the next part of it is yet, so you'll find out by the end of the episode where the third part is.
Go where we go.
We hope you enjoy this episode.
Bye for now.
Standing underneath the rows of trees, I can see where the ocean meets the sky. Under our clothes, a fire grows. We are ready for this life of running wild. We're running wild. Underneath the rows of trees, I will see where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. Silent fall, the wind is calling. You must return to the wild.
So Undara lava tubes was about a 6-hour drive from Townsville, where we've driven up from. It was a lovely drive, quite enjoyable. Coming into the caravan park.
No mishaps?
No mishaps. Always a good
It's
thing.
always a good thing, yeah, definitely.
So coming into the caravan park itself, it looked very nice on presentation. That really lovely bush setting, which obviously it is
Typical
out in
Aussie
the
bush, hey?
yeah. It's a beautiful, and we love this style of thing. I mean, prefer bush camping where there's you're sort of more alone, or the hip camps where there's smaller numbers, as opposed to the caravan park style. But this
Yeah.
it really is a nice area, regardless. We're in the unpowered area, and the sites here are a mix of sizes. Unfortunately, they probably put us in one that's a bit too narrow for us, and you can see from the photograph that the awning's touching on one side and the windows are touching on the other. So
Well, we're clearly in the bush.
we're clearly in the bush, just squeezed in. But having said that, there's
I
a lot.
love it.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
great.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and there are lots of larger sites in the unpowered area. When we did
Lots of
point
birds,
out,
as you can hear.
yeah, and when we point out that our site was a bit narrow, they did say we could move, but we weren't that fussed, so we didn't bother. But if you do come to the unpowered site in a caravan, I'd probably ask, make sure you get a slightly larger site, so you're not quite so squeezed in, because we don't have enough room for our fire pit, unfortunately. That's the only downside to it.
Yeah, that's okay.
But the whole caravan park looks great. What do you think of the facilities and things?
Oh, the facilities are terrific. I'm looking forward to our breakfast tomorrow morning, which is an Aussie breakfast, isn't it? So there's a lovely little bushwalk to your destination, and you've got your old billy waiting to be thrown on the boil, and we've got...
Well, we assume that's how it is. We'll find out tomorrow. It looks that way, yeah.
It looks very bushy. And interestingly, we'll take some footage as well, but they've got... your table is basically a log. And that's going to be an interesting little morning. But this afternoon we're heading off to tour the caves, which is going to be exciting. The restaurant area, so they've got a big undercover restaurant area, a bar and restaurant, and it's got that train sort of feel about it. It's train carriages.
Yeah, it's really well done. With
your
the big
dining
curved tin roof, looks really
Yeah.
nice over the top of the carriages. So some of the dining area is in like railway carriages, and the rest of it's on a large deck overlooking the bush area. It really is. I'm very impressed with this, actually. Yeah, it's
really, really good. But we'll throw in some pictures as well and let you know how our brekkie goes. So that's going to be something to look forward to.
And very shortly we're going to go for a bit of a hike up and have a look at the lookout and whatever else is in the area.
That's to burn off those calories for all the brekkies and dinners and whatnot.
All right, well, let's get going.
Let's do it.
to the rim of the crater, and then you can do a walk around the crater itself and back down, which is a total of 2.5 kilometres. And that's what we're going to do. Well, the 600 metre walk to the crater rim obviously is up, so I'm puffing already. That's a fairly easy track. And it's the beautiful Australian bush. Blue skies without a cloud on the horizon anyway. Certainly a nice view.
Yeah.
Of the volcanic crater. We're heading up around the rim. You can tell this is volcanic territory with all this basalt type rock here. Thankfully they have a seat halfway around. It's a bit of a walk, so we're having a rest. The walk around is quite an easy walk. It's not very steep, but you've got to watch your footing. There's lots of little rocks just jutting out of the ground and from the ancient volcanic activity.
I should have my video on because there's all these funny little comical trips by the one in front.
I may have almost fallen over a few times. It's because I'm too busy looking out at the view instead of watching where I'm walking. But it is a great walk. As you can see though, you do need to watch where you're walking. Bleeding rivers of red hot lava. Completed our walk around the rim and I'm just about to head back down to the car park now. It was an enjoyable walk.
It was.
Yeah. You got a great view out over the plains towards Undara volcano, looking out over the Rangers station, which I think we have some footage of. And it's a fairly easy walk, just a bit loose under feet with some of the rocks and stuff. But
exercise.
On our way to the Archways, lava tube walk. Looking forward to it. So the fee is $65 per person and it's a 2-hour tour. They take you there by bus because it's only a few kilometres from where we are. Which is probably not a bad fee, but we'll let you know once we actually finish it whether we think it's worth it or not, but I think it will be. Just enjoyed a bus trip out to the first stop and had a very informative guide.
Let's have a look at the rock top.
On the edge of the Undara Volcanic National Park in tropical far north Queensland, you'll find the Undara lava tubes. While staying at the Undara Experience caravan park, Paul and I went on the Archway tour. As you will see from the following photographs, the caves were incredibly interesting, and Kevin, our guide, was extremely knowledgeable and very entertaining.
I say I'm blown away. You really have to do this tour if you come out here to the Archway. So now we're going for a walk on the water. Bit of a brisk morning. 16. That's not too bad. We're on our way to a bush brekkie. Should be good.
What a bush brekkie is, we're not sure.
I bet you it contains billy tea at least. Billy tea being served. Wonderful.
3/4?
Yes, thank you. You're going to have one, because the other one's mine. Yep.
Sunny side up, flip.
Flip, thank you.
Sure. Still runny though?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
On the toast?
Oh no, just on the plate, thanks. Thank you.
Good enough.
Yep, that's heaps. Brekkie is served. Yay!
So, what do you think of the bush brekkie?
I loved it. It was really, really good.
Yeah,
It
I
was
thoroughly
great
enjoyed
setting,
it. Yep.
really authentic, except for the French chefs.
Yeah, they're very authentic looking Aussie bushmen with very thick French accents. But it was a nice breakfast. I thoroughly enjoyed
great.
it. Your favourite bit?
Oh, definitely the Billy tea. The Billy
Billy tea
was
was
the
nice.
best.
Probably 'cause
Those
it's-
Frenchmen know how to make a Billy tea.
Maybe because it was made with tea leaves and we're just used to using the tea bag and the tea
Yeah,
leaves
probably.
over a bush fire. Yeah, I really enjoyed the tea. I didn't try the coffee because I thought, you know, bush breakfast should have been Billy tea.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It was very nice, really enjoyed that. You just had to watch the kookaburras because if you walked
Yeah.
away from your sausages, they would be gone. They were swooping down pretty madly. It was worth it. I think it was $28 a head or $27.50 a head, something like that. So
And as
Quite
well as that,
enjoyed it.
they had fruits, different fruits and cereals, a range of cereals, juices. So it wasn't just bacon and eggs.
yeah.
Pinnarendi Station is an excellent caravan and camping park on an operating cattle station. Its tranquil setting offers a great place to just kick back and relax, and it's one of Paul's and my favourite places to visit. The property is 1,571 hectares of granite country sitting on top of the Great Dividing Range, at an altitude of 750 metres with about 325 hectares of cleared, improved pasture. The owners, Ronnie and Nadine Atkinson, make a great team, and together they provide a unique experience with warm and welcoming country hospitality. You can also join fellow travellers for one of their nightly meals and a BYO drink. Our absolute favourite is the pizza nights, where you can watch Ronnie bake the best sourdough pizzas we've ever tasted in his brick pizza oven. The pizzas are generous and taste terrific, especially when Nadine adds the amazing fillings. The campsites are great, with a number of powered sites close to the amenities, or you can choose your own space to set up camp in the large unpowered section. The quirky painted amenities are designed to give the appearance of horse stables and are clean and well maintained and include a washing machine and clothesline. Take a wander around the shady gardens and check out the hanging knickknacks located beside the undercover eating area. The homegrown herbs give the place a rustic, old-fashioned country cottage feel. Sit back and soak up the clean air while enjoying one of Nadine's great coffees and of course one of her delicious home-baked cakes or ice cream.
Oh, look at them. Wow.
If you feel like some light exercise, take a stroll along the walking tracks and check out the 3 dams on site. Pinnarendi is a great place to stay with loads to offer. We will definitely be back. We left Pinnarendi Station this morning and this is our next stop for a couple of days. We're parked up at Molly's, what's it called? Molly's Manor.
Molly's Manor. Molly is
It's a top little spot. This is in Lake Barine in the North Queensland Tablelands area. Oh, I think we've struck it lucky.
The area park is not level though, so you have to put max traps under and drop the nose right down. But not, it's still doable.
Yeah. Already got the washing on the line. Looks a little overcast though.
Yep. Today's overcast, tomorrow's supposed to be fine.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be sunny. So, Molly's Manor. $20 per caravan per night. Not per person, per caravan.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin.
Good morning everyone.
Good morning.
We're off on another day trip. This morning we're headed to the Herberton Historic Village. So I've been there previously.
Yeah, I haven't been there, so it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, well I was there.
An interesting day anyway.
It'd be 25 years ago since I was there, so I'm sure it's changed quite a deal since then. Anyway, we're looking forward to it. We'll show you around and when we get there, see what it's like.
See you soon.
Herberton Historic Village. It's a massive area actually. I'm surprised just how large it is. 60 acres the sign says. And also says it's the largest historical village in Australia, privately owned historical village I should say. Obviously there's the big one at Ballarat, which really I thought this one's going to play second cousin to, but it looks pretty good so far.
Most of the buildings are numbered, but most of them got a plaque out the front with the history of the building on it as well. So we here at number 1.
Jukebox. Well, what do you know?
We have a penny.
So that's a polyphon. That is amazing. How beautiful is that?
So nice, you got a whole variety of
Yeah.
different songs there.
Just have to go and get another
Tunes.
key.
Okay.
Oh. No.
So how old is this?
It's made 1880, I think. Something like that.
Oh my goodness, look at the condition that it's in. It's beautiful.
Workmanship was really something different back in those days, wasn't it?
Oh, that's a Christmas ones, aren't they?
Look at that. Wow.
The cloister bells. Okay. Get another penny.
Another penny for the slot. Who was serving at the entrance, and he was a lovely chap and showed us the music machine, which I've forgotten the proper name of it now, but that was so impressive. He has a whole range of Christmas tunes that he puts on obviously at Christmas time. He says it goes all day at Christmas time. Well, you've heard of the saying, I'm waiting for my better half, or there you go. Waiting for his better half. They even have the old etymological pub here. With the old jalopy on the roof. The drunks room, and even got a supply there just to make sure you don't get too sober. So the village was originally commenced by a Harry Skinner in the 1970s. He started collecting buildings to put together this village. And he did that for a number of years, but it eventually closed down for a period of time in the 2000s. And then in 2008, the current owners, Craig and Connie Kimbley, purchased it and reopened it and have been expanding it ever since. And they've done a fantastic job. It really is very impressive. I do have a number of different shows here which we will go to throughout the day here. The old schoolroom. And sadly, I'm old enough to remember the holes for the inkwells in the school desk. Didn't use them, but they were still there when I was a kid. And the grade 6 test. In miles, chains and yards. I've forgotten chains, but there you go. And to answer the question, 22 yards equals 1 chain. It's a cricket pitch, I think. The old garage. Check out the old cars. Wow. I'm probably going to use the word impressive quite a lot today, but this is really impressive. The old Buick. Built back in the day when Holden actually existed in Australia. Sadly, no longer. The old chainsaws. I don't think the chains and the blades have changed very much, but the old motors certainly have. I worked at a timber mill when I was a young bloke. We'd occasionally see logs this big coming in, but not that often. My wife is busy taking many photographs, so I'm sure there'll be lots of them on there. If you ever had a chemistry set when you were a young fella, which I did, you would have just loved this place. I would have been drooling over all these chemicals I could have just mixed up and had fun with. And the good old steak at 4 shillings and 8pence, or 48 cents. 48 cents a pound. Well, it's more than 48 cents a pound nowadays. So what are you thinking so far?
It's incredible. I can't believe that I haven't been here before. It is just amazing.
Well, it's certainly changed since I was here 25 years ago.
What an absolute treat for Herberton. You know, this is a definite must-see, honestly. It really is very
We've only been
well
part
put
way
together.
through it, so we're still going.
Yeah. And you can come in, what is it, for 3 days? You've got a
3
3-day
days the pass last for, yeah.
Yeah. And how much was it a head?
$38 a head.
Which is well and truly worth it.
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading down towards the rope bridge past the big windmill right now. The old timber mill. Keed's saw and planing mill. The old frame saw. Look at that. Used to have one of those at the timber mill I worked at as a kid as well. The various different circular saw benches. From the rather large one up there, about almost 6 foot. We used to call them Canadians when we had our timber mill, down to the smaller benches. For cutting from the big logs down to the smaller sized timber. Rusty Old Tractor Lane, I think this place is called. Tractors from 100 years ago, or almost 100 years ago. They've even got a bit of a kids area here, so if your kids are getting utterly bored with you looking at old relics, which don't interest them because it's not a computer screen, then you can send them to the park. So the old suspension bridge built across the Wild River, it's called. Obviously it's not an old suspension bridge. Interestingly, because it's hung off these big wires, hence it's a suspension bridge, you can feel the wobble, can't you?
Yeah,
when
you
you
sure
walk.
can.
It gets a bit of a bounce up as you're walking along. Yeah, I just spotted something that has got both of our interests. It's the tea room.
Thank you.
You got to watch the butcher bird when you're having your tea and scones, because he did jump on the table to try and join us. We're now visiting Eldersley House, which was built for the original founder of Herberton, John Neal, and set up in the style it was at the time. He was obviously a bird lover by the look of all these drawings. Barn owl, turkeys, some sort of pigeon, quails, emu, etc., etc. So now we're going into the Herberton Times printing press. Dead or alive. Want someone? And just having a closer look at that sign that Deb was holding up. Dead or alive, drunk and disorderly for sly grogging and horse stealing for not obeying mum. Well, there you go. That is an offence. That one's for you, mum. The old rail engine.
Yep.
Are you taking us for a ride?
We haven't got the rails under it at the moment either, so.
Yeah.
Coach built in Toowoomba in 1926.
Yeah, okay.
Built off a Citroen motor car, so it's 1 year off its 100th birthday.
Is that right? 99.
And that's the original motor.
So you don't mind if I take film of you
No?
as the speaker? Yep. Thanks. $100. Amazing, isn't it?
Brought it back, look at the motor. Well, it's a magneto start, there's no battery involved in it.
Is that right, eh?
As you can see, there, that was the back wheel of the motor car itself.
Oh, fair income. The old photography shop. Once again, I'm showing my age, but when I was a kid, my dad gave me an old box brownie, so I had one of those. And also when I was a kid, my dad ran a cinema theatre in Reba using projection equipment, probably not much newer than that, because I'm talking 50 odd years ago. They're called a carbon arc projector, as they use a carbon rod to create the light, and throw that up on the screen. This one's from the Melander Theatre. My dad, before I was born, actually owned the Undara movie theatre. Don't think there's too many kids around today who would even know what these are.
It'd be freaky if she turned around.
That would just be scary. So behind us is a gift shop and Deb's wearing a new hat.
I can't help myself. I love hats.
Hopeless she is. Anyway,
That's why you can fit your ponytail through.
and that's why she has to buy it. Anyway, we're just leaving the Herberton Historic Village. Look, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
I think we're there 3 hours and you could have spent longer. More than 3 hours actually.
The 3-day pass allows you access over 3 days.
Yeah, so it's a 3-day pass, but it also gives you access to the Herberton Museum, which we can go and see.
Yeah.
And the Herberton Museum tickets last a year, apparently. So if you're in the Tablelands, up in the Tablelands, North Queensland, really do put this one on your list to see. It is excellent, well worth it. Loved every moment of it. Like I said, we're here a little bit over 3 hours, and we just didn't even realise we'd been there that long.
Tonight's recipe is going to be a creamy Cajun chicken with cauliflower rice. Enjoy! Prepare the following ingredients. 2 teaspoons of paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. In a separate dish, add 200 grams of canned diced tomatoes. You're then going to rice up a cauliflower, so half a cauliflower grated to create rice. It's a bit fiddly, but worth it. In a frying pan over medium heat, add 30 ml of olive oil and half a medium red onion diced. To this, add 600 grams of chicken thighs, cut up in bite-sized pieces. You're cooking this until it's brown, the chicken's brown, and then you're going to add the prepared spice mix with salt and pepper to taste. Add in the canned diced tomatoes and let this cook covered for about 6 to 9 minutes. Stir in 1 cup of heavy cream. Cover this again and let it cook for 5 minutes or until the sauce thickens. In a separate pan, heat over medium heat 30 ml of olive oil. Add to this your riced cauliflower and cook this for about 5 to 8 minutes. Now serve the cooked rice with the creamy Cajun chicken. Voila! What you doing?
I'm just enjoying the sunset. What you been doing?
Cooking a yummy dinner.
I'm looking forward to that. Isn't the view just beautiful?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Tell you what, I'm feeling a bit hungry now.
Me too.
You can never have too many curries, can you?
It's actually a creamy Cajun chicken.
Oh, I stand
So I guess
corrected.
it's a kind of a curry.
Well, it's got plenty of spice at any rate.
It has.
I could smell it when I was walking into the caravan. Smelled beautiful. This is a great location.
It's a top spot.
I think it might be time to have dinner.
I think you're right.
Let's go. thoroughly enjoyed this campsite. Highly recommend it if you want to camp, find a spot in this area which is not too expensive, $20 a night for the van, not per person. And it's lovely green grass to camp on, and you have that beautiful outlook there to look out over the rolling green hills with the extinct volcano of Lake Barine in the distance there, so the lake's on the other side of that row of trees in the distance. I'd also like to point out that I am wearing my colours today. It is the second game of State of Origin, Go the Mighty Maroons, and if by the time I put this video up, New South Wales have won, I just won't put it in. Well, that brings this week to an end. It's been a great
Sadly.
week. It's been a great week. I hope you really enjoyed this episode,
Yeah.
because we've certainly had fun making it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so what was your best bit for the week?
Well, that is a tough choice between the Undara lava caves and the Herberton Village.
Oh, yeah.
It is a bit of a tough
both
one.
really good.
Yeah.
I would probably, if I had to choose one, I'd probably slightly favour the Herberton Historical Village.
I have to agree. I have to agree. It was a
Undara lava tubes are fantastic. Really enjoyed them. Very informative, but I think I enjoyed the Herberton Village a little bit more.
the day at Herberton Historical Village would have to have been one of the biggest highlights of our trip. So if you're in this area, you've got to get there and see it.
Definitely, if you're in the Atherton Tablelands, you'd be mad not to visit Herbert and go and see it. So, and $38, you know, that's a really good price. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. We're off tomorrow to Pinnarendi Dam, so next episode you'll see Pinnarendi Dam and beyond. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
You turn toward me